Do you think that gamers actually manage to encourage each other to play for longer?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you go online, it seriously, it gives you bragging rights if you play for 8 to 10 hours. It gives you bragging rights that you're online every single day. It gives you bragging rights that they even have statistics with who plays the longest online.
So 10 days into our trial, how much time have our boys been devoting to their games? 6-year-old Sparky's played for 49 hours. Grant's been at his desk for 101 hours.
As far as I know, Grant has spent the whole day on his computer playing games. He's still up there playing games now. I've just been upstairs and had a look in on him, and he's just still playing there. So, you know, it's nearly 12.5 hours he's been playing for today.
Meanwhile, Robin has been playing for a massive 110 hours, which means that so far he's spent more than 11 hours a day gaming. While we're only just waking up to the problem in Britain, around the world there's growing evidence that excessive gaming might be dangerous. In December 2004 in China, Zhang Zhaoyi, a 13-year-old, committed suicide after playing a game for 36 hours consecutively. In Korea, a couple were arrested when their baby daughter died. They'd left her alone and gone on a gaming binge. A man also died there from exhaustion after playing an online game for 50 hours. But could the answer to the addiction question lie in America, which is the biggest games market in the world? They've been looking at gaming closely, following cases such as that of Sean Woolley.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I travelled over there to meet his mum, Liz.
He was happy and he liked to make people laugh, and he reminded me a lot of Jim Carrey. He was kind of goofy.
As a child, Sean loved gaming. This continued throughout his life, and Liz began to notice changes in her son.
It was his personality that changed. I saw him not be able to talk to people anymore. He got very shy with people, including me, and didn't even want to be around people. And he got paranoid of real people. I saw him lose his job. I saw him get evicted. I saw him not wanting to go back to work, not wanting to participate in his real life. He wanted to just play this game.
Liz became increasingly worried about Sean. Shortly before Thanksgiving in 2002, she visited his apartment.
I went to the door and it was still unlocked. And then I knew there was probably something wrong. And I opened the door and there he was sitting on the chair in front of his computer, and he had shot himself. And I just looked at him and I knew it had something to do with that game. And I just went out in the hall and I collapsed.
Convinced that Sean's addiction to video games had contributed to his death, Liz set up a gaming addiction website. Every day she's deluged by people who are desperate for help.
I play too much when I'm under stress. I play even after I'm hungry and tired and my body aches, but I can't stop. I play when I'm lonely or bored. I feel guilty when people draw attention to how much I play.
The website also provides information and support for gaming addicts and their families. It gets more than 2,000 hits every day.
This activity can be life-threatening. And to me, that is like the most important thing that people need to know. And not only by committing suicide, but also by leaving their real life completely and getting so enveloped into the fantasy land of the game that they don't have a real life and they can't get back to it.
Back in Britain, leading expert on addiction, Dr. Robert Lefevre, is concerned.
I'm very familiar with computer games. I remember going to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning after playing, I forget what it was, Space Invaders. I played the entire night. I'd started at about 8 o'clock in the evening, and I played till 5 o'clock the next morning. I was determined to get an extra man. That is normal behaviour on rare occasions. You know, like just getting drunk is normal behaviour on rare occasions. It's when people do it again and again and again, and they find they can stop it, but then they go back to it. That's when you've got a problem.
But other experts believe that gaming is not an addiction. It simply hides more deep-rooted problems.
When we look at video game playing, we see that it doesn't really compare to other addictive behaviours. The consequences of playing don't tend to be as severe. So, for example, people that play video games a lot, they're not ingesting toxic substances. They're not committing illegal acts. The video game is the symptom of the problem. And if somebody wants to play video games all of the time, it suggests that they're seeking to escape from other problems in their lives.
The boys are now at the end of their 15-day experiment, so just how many hours did they spend gaming? Sparky, who remember is just 6, played for 71 hours. That's nearly 5 hours a day.
Why did you throw a paddy when you were playing on the game? And Stevie went to take it off you?
Because it wasn't his turn.
Well, you'd been on it all day?
Didn't even die.
Well, that's not the point. You had been on it all day.
15-year-old Grant played a whopping 160 hours, averaging 10.5 hours every single day. But Robin, who's also 15, gamed for a mammoth 168 hours. That's more than 11 hours a day gaming. Mum Wendy has had enough.
I feel like as I'm an old broken record repeating, Robin, come on now off the computer. I just get a load of abuse off him. I just feel that is wearing me down.
So the boys don't think they're addicted, but their mums do. Time to bring in our expert. Dr. Pat Spungin is a child psychiatrist, and she's going to study the footage from the trial and assess each boy to see if they're displaying symptoms of addiction.
I wouldn't like to deal with this boy when he's 15.
So does Pat think Sparky is addicted?
I think this is a very exciting game. You can absolutely see that in his eyes. He is riveted to the screen. He's living it. He's saying, you're to blame. Get out of my way. Ha! Now. And he's absolutely, I suppose you would say, addicted to the excitement. And it obviously is very, very exciting. Question is it good for him? The answer is no. Not 10 hours a day. Maybe an hour a day. 10 hours a day, absolutely not.
What about Grant?
He seems like a boy who kind of thinks about where he is and what he's doing. So I'm inclined to believe him in that sense. But addicted or not, he's behaving like a person who's addicted if he's gaming for 10 or 12 hours a day. So what's the difference? Is he addicted or is he not? If he's doing that, it's not good for him.
And finally, Robin.
Robin is playing for so long, so many days, that if it's a true addiction or not, he's behaving like a person who's addicted. He has to have his fix of these games. He's getting high on the excitement and the sense of achievement and the sense of progression. But in the real world, this achievement, this progression, doesn't count for anything. What future is he going to have? I mean, what qualifications is he going to get? What job is he going to do? How is he going to, what kind of life is he going to live? I mean, are we going to reach the point where he sits in his room all day, day in and day out, and somebody pushes his food through the door and that's it, and he completely cuts himself off from society?
So Dr. Pat recommends that all computers are removed from the boys' rooms and they should be strictly limited to 1 hour's playing time per day. How will they all cope with video game detox?
Today is day 1, and well, there's not much to do today. So by the end of the week, there's going to be absolutely nothing.
So you won't stick as in, what does that mean?
1 hour on the game, but I'm not on 1 hour.
You are going to only have 1 hour.
But Robin couldn't do that. It's only day 1 and he's broken the new rules by gaming for over 3 hours.
I went to the shops, like Tweed, on the computer for a couple of hours, and all 3 of us sat down and we had tea.
ELSPA is the organisation in the UK which represents the gaming industry. I went to meet Simon Harvey to put to him what I found out and ask what's being done to warn parents and children of the dangers of excessive gaming.
These games are intriguing. They're wonderful entertainment experiences. Millions of people are enjoying them. It's simply important that people are able to enjoy those games within a sensible framework of time.